Okay, we are live. We're recording. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Nice waves. Great to see you. So just a little bit about myself. Although I have been teaching guitar for about 45 years, I started specializing in teaching rabbis, cantors, soloists about 18 years ago. And guitar on the bima is very different. You're not a rock guitar player unless maybe you're playing with kids or you're doing a great closing song for your congregation. We're doing prayer. So the guitar is going to be an extension of you, and it should enhance your singing and not take over. The main focus is leading your congregation. How many of you, by a raise of hands, can play bar chords? Okay, so we have, right, I like this one. So we have those who can play bar chords, those who can sort of play bar chords, and those who want to play bar chords really, really, really badly. Because what happens is bar chords, being able to play a bar chord will take you from advanced beginner into that intermediate. Hi, Sandy, I didn't see you come on. We'll take you into that, hi, Gaston. We'll take you into that intermediate place. And so that's really what I'm pushing for today. If you can't do bar chords, I have some little helpful hints, little tricks of the trade, as they say. Practice your bar chord with a capo on. If you put your capo on and you go to play a bar chord, it's much, much easier to play. So whenever you practice your bar chords, play them with a capo on. You want to build up this muscle right here. And just to let you know, it took me, although I learned bar chords when I was 16 or 17 years old, it took me a full year to play a decent bar chord. So, hi, Susan. Susan Colin. So, you know, if it takes you a long time to master this, that's okay. Just keep pushing yourself. So that's the first trick. The second trick is if you're playing something, and I'm going to use, we'll be doing Susan's Yivarechecha in a minute. If you're going to be doing a bar chord after a normal chord, you can shorten the length of the first chord. So let's just say we're going into a B flat. So what I would do to make it easier is go and stop it there, which gives you extra time to go like this if you need to. So, and then you have the extra time to put this down. Okay, so that's a second trick. The third trick is, like any other chord, you want to be able to put it down in one stroke. So as soon as you can put your bar chords down in one stroke, that will help you immensely. So those are three tricks of the trade in getting down bar chords. Many thanks to the composers who allowed me to use their songs today. They are all available on OiSongs in both MP3 and sheet music forms. And we have Susan Colin's Yivarechecha, and Susan's right here with us. So I'm excited about that. This was published in Shabbat Anthology 4. We'll be doing My Yedid Nefesh, published in Rebecca Songs Volume 1, Shalshelet's First Festival Songbook, and Shabbat Anthology 8. We have Natalie Young's Adonai Sfatai Tiftach. And Natalie's a brand new WCN member, so yay. And this song was published in Ruach 5771 and the Natalie Young Anthology, and requested by Ilana Axel. Thanks, Ilana. And Jeff Klepper and Dan Freelander's Shalom Rav, a classic, published in the Shirenu and other transcontinental publications, the Jeff Klepper Anthology, Tara Publications, and probably a number of other places. Transcription at our Nasha Knowledge last week was to this, this particular song by Lisa Marcus Jones. So you have music to most of this stuff, and if not, you're going to be learning what's called choreography. So everybody look at your sheets. I'm going to explain what this weird language is. It's actually very, very simple. My teacher, Steve Netsky, whose nickname was Puri, created this, and this was how I learned to play guitar. These little markings are all strings. None of them are fingers. So I'm going to assume that you know how to finger pick. If you don't, I'm going to show you real quick. Thumb plays 6, 5, and 4. First finger plays your third string, second finger plays your second string, third finger plays your first string. Your pinky should not be touching your guitar. That's going to limit your motion. Your pinky should just be nicely curled. So thumb, 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 first, second, third. And you'll have a recording of this, so you can always go back and look at this stuff. I'm gonna, forge ahead so we can get everything done. So if we look at Susan's Yivarechecha, in the first measure, you're going to see 5, 4. Those are basses. So those are going to be with your thumb. And they're written next to the chord for the most part. The notes that are under the little caret, that little caret, those are your other strings. They're all strings, but those are not basses. So you would play this measure, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do it one more time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, does anybody not understand how this works? We're good. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to do 2 measures of that, and then we're going to switch it up. So look at the third measure. You're going to see, and the reason I switch it up is because when I'm doing a service, I get bored. I want to switch it up a little bit because I get bored, and I don't want them getting bored if I'm playing the same thing over and over and over again. If I'm just strumming, I try and finger pick and do some strumming, and it just becomes more prayerful for me if I'm in that space. And so I'm hoping that it's becoming more prayerful for my congregants, because very often we do the same prayers over and over and over again. So it's fun to switch them up and keep them from getting old. So in your third measure, it's going to switch to 5, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. Let's try that. 5, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. Right? So the song is going to be pretty simple until we get to the second page. Everybody please look at the second page. And we are looking at measure 17. So when we get to measure 17, you'll see 5, 3, and then 4, 1, and 2 written like on top of each other. That means play them together. So that measure would be 5, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, and 2 together. 3. I'll do that again. 5, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3. Okay, so anytime you see something written like that, you play them together. And the only other thing I want to show you is in measure 20, because you'll see we're doing a little run. And in that little run, it's going to be that last note represents the first string, and then there should be a little caret underneath it, and then a 3. First string, third fret. So you have basses, you've got strings, and then underneath the string you have fret. Is there anyone who doesn't understand this so far before we start the song? Okay, Ilana, what's your question? Unmute.
I can't find it.
So what part don't you understand?
It's to, no, I'm sorry. I just lost you. I was looking for the measure and I didn't follow this whole thing, what you just said. I'm sorry.
Okay, let's start. That's fine. So mute again. Let's start.
I am not able to, I don't know what's going on here. I'm not,
That's okay.
Not muting. I don't know.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is start from the beginning very slowly and explain more as we go. So we're in the first measure. Everybody kind of spread out all 3 pages if you can. And we're going to start. So it will be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Waiting for everybody to put their pages out. It's okay, Lois. Okay, second measure, same thing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're now starting the song. Third measure. 5, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. Now we go to a B flat bar chord. 5, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. If you can't play bar chords yet, you would play an easy B flat and you would use a 4 bass instead of a 5 bass, okay? Next we go back to a C. 5, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. G minor. 6, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. And you actually don't even need these other 2 fingers. You probably could just do a bar. Yeah, that would work. So if that's too hard for you, you could just do a straight bar. Okay? Back to a C. 5, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. G minor. C. G minor. C. B flat major 7th. F. G. And now we're going back to what we did in the intro, which is going to be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's written there for you. And the next measure, it says same. That just means you do whatever you just did in the last measure. So again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. In looking at that B flat major 7th into the F, I'm not really sure. I guess you could do this and do a 4 bass. Any of you who need that little cheat. And, you know, although I do hope you'll try the B flat. If you're doing a little F, it would be a 4 bass. So just need to change your basses. So now we are at measure 17. Everybody please look there. So this is where it's going to change, and the 4, 1, and 2 written on top of each other means you're going to play 4, 1, and 2 together. So it will be 5, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3. Let's try that. 5, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3. And if you can't get it right now, once again, look back at the recording, and I guarantee that you will master it. And you can always contact me if you're having problems. All right, next we're going to do an F major 7th. Now there's an easy version, and I did write down the 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, but I'm hopeful that you will do the harder version. Move your 3rd finger up to the 5th string, pinky goes underneath, thumb goes on top. If you have little fingers, this might be a struggle. You're shaking your head, can't do it, Lois? So anyone who can do it, please do. And if not, you have the easy version, okay? So it's either going to be 6 or 4, 6, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3. Or the easy version would just be 4, 3, 1, and 2, 3. Okay, D minor 7th. 4, 3, 1, and 2, 3. G 7th. 6, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3. D minor 7th, 4. We're going back to the regular pick again now, okay? So 4, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. Now the regular chord is a G7th. You could just do, which is what we did before, okay? Or we could do this little run, which is a G chord, but we only need this part of it, an A minor 7th chord, but we only need this part of it, and a G over B, and I've added that 1 on the 3rd fret, which is a G over B with a high G in it. So I'll do it very slowly. Okay, I'll do it again. don't expect you to do this if you can't. You can always just play a normal G7. Okay, next measure, we go to a C, F major 7th, either way, D minor 7th, G7th, D minor 7th, G7th, and then Susan has C over E, which sounds great on the piano, on the recording, but on the guitar it's very muddy. So what I do is I go back to the intro part, which I play. And again, back to the beginning. So we're repeating the verse. We're at measure 3. La, 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 la. You have a question? Somebody unmute and have a question? Oh, Marlena.
Hi.
Please mute. You got to mute. Hi.
Let's see, how do I mute?
Mute should be on the bottom left.
Marlena, I'll do it. She's on her phone, so she doesn't have the same kind of control. Marlena, I'll mute you.
Okay.
I see mute.
Great. Thank you. Okay. Let's start again at measure 3 with a C chord. G minor 3rd fret, C, G minor, C, G minor, C, B flat major 7th, fun, beautiful chord, F, La, G, La, La. Now look at where it says in the next measure above the first thing written, it says second time. Okay, and we're going to play what we usually play instead of what we did like for the intro. It's going to be 5, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. Go to your coda on your 3rd page. B flat, la, 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 C, la, 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 B flat, la, la. Now we're going to do something called a roll. It says it at the end, but I should have written it here. A roll is a fast arpeggio. This will be hard on a B flat, so let's do it on a C. Everybody play a C chord. And line your fingers up on 5, 3, 2, 1. And an arpeggio would be 5, 3, 2, 1. When we do a roll, we peel our fingers off like this. So it's just a fast arpeggio. And you could do this just for fun. But usually when I do an arpeggio, I don't do this. But I'm just showing you what happens. Does everybody understand that, hopefully? Yeah, there you go, Cindy. Good. So that is a roll. So now let's go back to the B flat, and we're going to do a roll. If you're playing an easy B flat, you're going to do a 4 bass. Okay? But hopefully you're trying the hard one. And then we go back to a regular C. And now a C add 9, which is written on the sheet music, and we're going to do another roll. And that's the song. Okay, do we have any questions? If you have a question, now's the time to ask. Unmute yourself, please.
I guess it just takes time to transfer in your head, because when I was learning picking, which I'm not fabulous at, but I keep thinking of the fingers and the space, not the string number, and I'm getting confused. Which am I using my finger, or am I on the 2 strings?
And that's okay.
I guess it just comes with time.
It will, Lois. It will come with time, and that's why the recording is going to be really, really beneficial. because it will help you take as much time as you want to sit and watch it over and over and remember that these are all strings. And I guarantee that once you understand this method, it will be easier than any tabs you've ever read or any sheet music you've ever tried to read and follow. Any other questions before we continue? Okay, so let's look at our next song. Hopefully, if there's time at the end, we'll play through everything again. And but I just want to make sure we get through everything. Yedid Nefesh has 2 pages. Please open them both up. So this is really, really easy. We're in 3/4. We're going to start with the first page. And the chords are fairly simple. I don't have a lot of bar chords. We're going to do a B flat, which we did on our last song. And I believe also there's a G minor. But we'll see as we go. So D minor, and we're in 3 now. So once again, just remember these are all strings, not fingers. Line your fingers up. 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let's all try that slowly. 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now we switch to, we're just going to move our 3rd finger down to the 2nd fret. This is a D minor major 7, kind of cool chord. Same thing. 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. To a D minor 7, which is this chord in case you don't know it. We did it in our last song. 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. G, 6 bass. 6, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. B flat, we did in our last song. It looks like this. If you're playing the bar chord, you do a 5 bass. If you're playing the easy B flat, you're going to do a 4 bass. Okay? So, 2, A minor, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then I put a little arrow on that D minor just so you don't get confused and play the other chord. It's a D minor there. The very last time you go to the D minor suspended 4. So D minor, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. We do it again. We go back to the beginning. Let's take this nice and slowly. You're shaking your head, Lois. You're getting it. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. From the top. 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. Switch chords. D minor 7. G. B flat, either way, easier bar chord. A minor. D minor, and then we go to the 2nd ending. Now we're on Yarutz. F, which could be played as a bar chord, or as a little F chord with a 4 bass, or the way I play my F chords is, remember your F major 7th, that hard F major 7th, with your thumb on top? All you do is bar that. This is how my teacher always played this particular bar chord, this E 1st position bar chord. Leon Scher also plays them like this. So you're in good company if you try this. So, or you could do the bar chord. So we have 6, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, G. Here's that G minor that we did in our last song, which really could also just be done like this because we don't need the whole chord. Back to D minor. B flat with either a 5 bass or a 4 bass, depending on what you're playing. A minor, D minor, same, we do it again. We go back to Yarutz F, G, G minor, D minor, B flat, la, 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 A minor, 2nd ending. Now we're doing that D, hi Beth. Now we're doing that D minor suspended 4th, okay? So a D minor suspended 4th is a D minor and then you just add your pinky. Yeah, you could play it like this, but it is easier to get that D minor down and add your pinky. Now, what is the difference between this chord and a regular D suspended fourth? Absolutely nothing. It's being called a minor suspended fourth because you're going into a minor chord. They're the same chord. D suspended fourth and D minor suspended fourth, identical chords. So D minor suspended fourth. And now we do a little roll into D minor. Okay? Whoever is not muted, please mute yourself. Thanks, Beth. All right, so any questions before we continue to the next page? I think everybody's starting to really get the method, which is great. Okay, next page, the last verse I do a little bit differently. I'm going to give it a little different, little syncopation. So we have our D minor, and you see how the 1, 2, and 3 are written together, right? Under that little caret. That means you play them together. So it's 4 and then 1, 2, 3 played together. Okay, so I go pause. So that little apostrophe is not a yud, it's a pause. So it's pause, 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 and then back to our regular pick. B flat, A minor, D minor, 4, pause, pause. We do a roll, pause, pause, and here comes the retard that's written on the sheet music. B flat, roll, pause, pause, A minor roll, pause, pause, and then the end of the song. Good, okay? Now I'm going to do the intro for the intermediates. Advanced beginners, I hope you try this after watching the recording. But this is really for the intermediates. I just want you to understand how to read this so that you can do this on your own. So it starts with a roll, and then with the first string, under the string is written 3-5 SL. We're doing a 3rd to 5th fret slide. And I know Barb's already there. So we're going to do a roll. And then we go down to the D minor major 7th. So I'm just kind of keeping my pinky down. So we have a roll with the first string. There's a little caret. Lois is like, yeah, right. Little caret, and there's a 3. And there's a 3. That means 3rd fret, first string. Sandy knows what I'm talking about because she's read this stuff. Okay, so we have, so what I've done there is 3rd fret, first string, 1st fret, first string, 0 fret, first string, which means open. Okay, so whole thing so far is, and then a D minor 7th, you do a roll, open, first, open, and then a G6, pause, another roll on B flat, then first string, 3rd fret and 1st fret, A minor, and then 2nd string, 3rd fret and 1st fret, and then it gets easy. I'm going to do the whole thing slowly now that I've explained it, so in case you want to try it. That sounded like crap. Let's try that again. Okay. Any questions before we move to Natalie's song? We good? Yay! Okay. If you have a capo, now would be the time to put it on, because this song, although it was written in D minor, and the chords on Natalie's sheet music, if you have any of the places it was published, or if you need it, it's on Oi Songs. So it was, on the sheet music, it says to do this. But if you listen to the MP3, the recording, you'll hear these very beautiful open notes, okay? And I'm just looking at time, we're good. And so in order to get those beautiful, yeah, 5th fret, is that what you were asking, Robbie? Yes, capo 5. Okay, so in order to get these beautiful open chords, we're playing in the key of, still the key of D minor, but we're playing A minor type chords. So I don't want you to get confused. We're still in the key of D minor, but A minor on the 5th fret is D minor. Okay, and we're gonna get these nice open chords. This is a little trickier as far as the finger picking pattern goes, but it's really easy once you get it. Playing and singing it might be a little tricky, but first work on playing it, master that, and then work on the singing part, okay? Don't try and do both at one time. So, hopefully you have the corrected version of this. I was a little dyslexic when I first wrote this out. It should say 5, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2. Okay? I'll do it again. Did somebody unmute themselves? Oh, did you just come in? Whoever just came in, please mute yourself.
Hi, Lisa, I got you.
Oh, Lisa, hi. Thank you. Okay, so Lisa, thanks for joining us. We're working on Natalie Young's Adonai Sfatai Tiftach now. If you want to look at the music, or if you're just tuning in to watch, you'll be able to look at it later. All right, so we have 5, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2. Now we're going up to the 3rd fret from the capo. So you see the little 3 next to the chord? That's 3 frets from the capo. It does not mean, because we're actually on a whole different fret up here, okay? But it's the 3rd fret from the capo. And we're going to now switch it up to 5, 2, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. And now we're going to go up to the 5th fret from the capo and play the same thing. 5, 2, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. Back down to the 3rd fret chord, which is a D add 11 over A in this particular key. 5, 2, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. Is anybody freaking out yet? Yes, Lois.
I just have a question about, would you suggest, and you may have already said this, but there's a lot of information incoming. Would you suggest certain fingers always be on the 1, 2, or 3 string, or am I switching my pointer finger between the 3 and the 4 and the 3?
Very good question. I want your fingers to remain as they always have. So thumb plays 6, 5, 4. First finger plays your 3rd string. Second finger plays your 2nd string. Hold on, did I say that right? First finger plays your 3rd string. Second finger plays your 2nd string. 3rd finger plays your 1st string. That remains that way. Good. All right, let's take it from the top because we repeat that. So slowly. 5, 2, sorry, wrong chord. 5, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2. Up to your next chord. 5, 2, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. Up to your next chord. 5, 2, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. Back down. 5, 2, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. That's almost the entire song. So you do it 2 times for the intro. You do it 2 times for the verse, and now we're going to Ufi Yagid part. I consider this to be a full G. Where I'm not playing this, I consider that to be a regular G, whether you play it with your 3rd finger or your pinky. So we're playing a full G add 9. We're adding this A note, which isn't really an A note if you have perfect pitch, but we're capoed, so, but it looks like an A note when we're capoed. We have this real beautiful chord. you'll see that one of the fifth string is X'd out. We're picking it. It doesn't matter. You don't really need to know that because it's finger picked. So the finger pick goes like this. 6, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4, 3. 2 times. We do it again. 6, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4, 3. Now we go to a D chord with your thumb on top, if you're able to do that. The great thing about being able to put your thumb on top is whenever you strum a D chord, you can always hit your 6th string, as opposed to having it open and it sounds really muddy. If you can get your thumb up there when you strum a D chord, you can always hit that 6th string. If you can't reach that, I guess you could do it like this. You could do it like this. There are other ways that you could manage that if you can't get your thumb up there. I guess this would probably be the easiest thing to do, is bar and then go like this. But hopefully you can try and stretch that thumb out. So we have the same thing. So it's 6, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4, 3. 2 times. A minor. We have 5, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4, 3. E minor 7th, which can be done either with this fingering or this fingering or this fingering, whatever works for you. We have 6 bass, 6, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4, 3. And then we go back into the intro. And that's the whole song. Now, the really wonderful thing about this version of Adonai Sfatai, and I know we know many probably, what's great about this is you're in a key where I'm going to do this a little quicker, so don't try and play with me right now. Baruch atah Adonai, or Baruch atah Adonai. So you're in a really good key to go into Avot V'Imachot and Givorot. If your voice is not as high as mine or as Natalie's, all you do is move the capo. And voila, you're in a whole different lower key. So, cool song. And hopefully we'll have time to play the whole thing through at the end. All right, let's all look at the piece de resistance, Shalom Rav. And we're good on time. Awesome. Before we continue, any questions about anything? We're doing good? Thumbs up?
Great.
Excellent. Okay.
Sorry. Can I ask a question?
Question?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, Lisa.
When you went to the third chord, is it the same chord as the second chord?
No, it's not. So I'll go, if they're all written out. Did you get the file?
No.
Okay. We can send it out to you after the fact. And I don't know if Robbie, you probably don't need to send it out. You could send it out now. But anyway, Lisa, so it's A minor. And then the next chord is up on the 3rd fret. Looks like an A minor 7th. And then we're up on the 5th fret, and there's a fret between these two notes. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, good.
Perfect.
Okay, any other questions before we move on? So Shalom Rav, probably everybody knows this, I hope. And this may look really difficult. It's actually not. There are some fun things that I wrote in here. And when I play this, sometimes I will simplify it. It depends. Once you try and sing and play all this stuff at the same time, you will know what's best for you. And once again, I am available for any questions from anything from this workshop. So don't hesitate to contact me. So we're going to start on a D chord. And we've got 4, 3, 2, 4 and 1 are written together. Pause. 3, 4 and 2, 3. We're going to do this a couple times so you get used to it. 4, 3, 2. Pause. We'll do it again. Everybody good? Okay, switch to a C chord. We're going to do the same thing with a 5 bass. now we have a fun little James Taylor-esque G thing, full G thing. Let me play it first so you can hear the rhythm. Okay, so Susan's smiling like, yeah, I want to do that. Okay, so slowly, we have a full G, 6, 1, and 2 together, a full G over F sharp, 6, 1, 2 together, a full G over E, just these two notes, 6, 1, and 2 together, pause, 3, and then a full A7 suspended. So I'll do it a little faster. There are a few extra little pausey type things in there. I only wrote one real pause in there, okay? When you do it quickly. And now we go to D again. 4, 3, 2, 4, and 1, pause. And that's the intro. Questions before we move on? Okay. The chorus, same pick. We're going to either a C or a C add 9. Either is fine. The music that I used has a C add 9 in it, but I very often will do a C. To a G. Now we're going to do a fun little riff from A suspended to A add 9 and back to A. It'll go like this. All right, maybe you'll try that with me slowly. And when you do it more quickly, it's not pretty. Back to your regular D that we did before. And your C or your C add 9 as we did it before. Your G thing that we did in the intro, which I don't expect you to be able to play yet. Some of you maybe, Barb probably. And then we have a fun little D thing. I'll play it first and then I'll explain it. I'll do it again. So there should actually be another little inverted caret under the 1. So it should be 4, caret, 1, caret, 0-2H, okay? I missed that little caret. What that means is we're playing 4 as a bass, we're playing 1 as a note, you know, string, and on the 1, we're doing an open to 2nd fret hammer. So open to 2nd fret hammer on the first string like this. Okay, that's all that means, real simple. So with the 4 bass, okay, I'll do that whole thing again. So it's 4, 3, 2, we do the hammer on the 2, 2nd fret, 2, and then 4 and 3 together. You'll look at the recording and you'll get this. Okay, easy part, we're strumming, yay! So, this is verse 1. Down, down, pause, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. Down, down, pause, up, down, down, up, down, up. Okay? So between the A suspended and the A, we're splitting one of those strums, one of those down, down, up strums. Okay? So down, down, up, down, up. And now we're going to go back to the chorus. So, chorus. Our little G thing. Okay, now we're moving to the really hard verse. So this is the second verse. There are going to be some bar chords and going to be some changes in the finger picking. So just watch, and I will, give you a chance to ask any questions. It's still stuff you've already done. So E minor, we've got 6, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3, C, 5, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3, D, B minor, which will either be like this or an easy version, play a 4 bass, okay? You would just do 1 4 bass, you would not do the second 4 bass. So 5. If you're doing an easy B minor, it's just like a D. Okay? And then E minor, A. Now we're going to change it up a little. D chord, 4, 1, and 2 together. 3, 2, F sharp. The little 2 there means start on your second fret. Here's an F sharp bar chord. So it's 6, 1, and 2. Pause. 3, 1, and 2, 3. I'll do that again. E minor. And then a bass. So we're changing it up again. F sharp, B minor, 5. Now, B minor over A. If you're playing the bar chord, you're going to lift the bar up, but still cover that first string note so that you've got an open A. If you're playing it like this, then you can still play it. You can do, okay, so either way. And if you're playing a bar chord, you still could also do this, but I find when you're moving quickly, just lifting makes it easier. So going from B minor, starting with the B minor over A, E minor, A, B minor, pause, and I do a little hit there, and I pause again. Okay, and then we go back to the chorus, and rather than taking the time to do that, we're at the end of the chorus where you've got that little D thing, okay? Now let's go down to the bottom. This is kind of like your coda. So we're at C add 9 or C at the bottom. Does everybody see that? Oh, hi, Jerry. I saw you just came on. All right, so we have C add 9 or C. To do D add 9, and we're going to roll. We're going to add that little open to second fret hammer at the end. I'll do that again. So that's a roll, and that's an open to second fret hammer on the first string. So those little carets have meaning. Anything written above a bass, which we haven't done here, or below a string is a fret. Okay, let's see. We're good. Who has questions? And we're going to play through all of them. Who has questions? Anybody? So you understood, Lois? Yeah.
Sorry.
No, don't apologize.
At the very, very end where it says 0-2H, is that the hammer? And
That's
is it on the second string?
So what it means is open to second fret hammer, and it's on the first string.
On the first string. Oh,
yes, that's why you'll see the little 1 and then the caret. So O-2H, open to second fret hammer, and the little caret is telling you it's the first string. Make sense? Good. Okay, so what do you think? Take it from the top? What I'm going to do is play through everything and sing. I'm going to do everything slowly, just so that we can try and do it. If you can't do this, please don't worry about it. You're going to be able to watch the recording, and you'll be able to try this as many times as you want. And I'm so excited that it looks like you're all getting it. So that's really awesome. And when you saw this, when I sent the email out, you were like, huh? Right? Like, what is she sending me? So you learned a new language today, just like we learned Hebrew. We've learned choreography. So taking it from the top with
Rebecca,
yeah.
what's the name of the guitar teacher who taught you this, the carrot?
Steve Netsky. Steve
Really?
Netsky, he was from Philadelphia. He lives in Boston now. And yeah, some who didn't hear this in the beginning, his nickname is Pori. So it was called choreography. And anyone who ever took lessons from Steve or me, they've all learned with this method. And there are a couple people who are on here who know this method. So,
and one more, Lisa Siegel, send me your email or type it into the chat box so I can send you stuff. I don't have your email for some reason. Sorry. Thank you, Steve Netsky. Pori, that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. And he was I met him at an arts and music camp when I was, the summer that I was 17. And he became my guitar instructor all through my senior year in high school. And that's where I learned the bulk of everything that I learned.
Wow.
Up until then, I was self-taught, and he made me play bar chords that summer, and he just took me to a whole new level, which is what I hope I'm doing for you right now, right?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to play through everything slowly. So first, Susan Collins, Yivarechecha. 1, 2, oh, and don't worry if you can't keep up, okay? You can always try again later. 1, 2, 3, 4. May God bless you and protect you. May God's countenance shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May God turn to you in blessing. May God turn to you in blessing and give you peace. Back to the beginning. Give all second time. Shalom. Now we go to the coda. Shalom. 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 Okay, let's move to Yedid Nefesh. How we doing? We're almost, actually time is almost up, and I want to be respectful of everybody's time. So, Robbie, should I keep going?
I think you should keep going, and if people have to leave, they will chat
Okay.
goodbye or they will wave goodbye. And
you'll still get to watch it.
And before people leave, wow, outstanding and amazing, and can't wait to see it again, because there are several things that you taught me today that I'd like to learn.
Good.
So thank you so much, Rebecca. Wow.
My pleasure.
Fantastic.
My pleasure.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to keep going and playing through the rest of the songs. If you need to leave, thanks for being here. And if you can stay through the end, wonderful. So this is Yedid Nefesh. I'm going to include the intro slowly, and I'm also going to include the other part that is not in the sheet music, but is played the same way as the sheet music. It's like a counter melody that's on the recording. So you'll at least get to hear it, and you'll know that you can play it. Back to the beginning. Yarutz. So the Yai-Dai-Dai part I'm going to do right now, you just are going back to the beginning. You're playing it exactly the way you just played it. Yai-Dai-Dai, 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 Last verse, so on the next page. Okay, let's move to Natalie's Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Capo 5. And so this is definitely a little trickier. Don't be surprised if you have trouble with this, and don't get frustrated. Just keep trying, because this is so worth it once you can play it. 1, 2, 3, 4. switch in a minute. I'm going to speed it up just a hair. Okay, and now Shalom Rav. So once again, I'll do this a little slower. Hopefully you can try and keep up with it, and any of the little tricky parts in it, you know that you can always simplify those. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Shalom even longer. Shalom Rama. Shalom down to the bottom. I'll do that ending again. There we go. Okay. So fortunately, we ran out of time, but I did send you Sim Shalom just in case, because I wasn't sure how long it was going to run. If you don't understand it, absolutely send me an email so I can explain it to you. Any last questions? Mwah. I look forward to hopefully seeing all of you in Cleveland. I know I won't see some of you, but hopefully many of you. And thanks so much for being here today. I hope you learned a lot.
Thank you again. Our best turnout yet, and reminding you that we are on every Wednesday between now and May at this very same time on this very same channel. I look forward to seeing you again. And Rebecca, thank you so much again for an amazing session. Really.
Thanks, my pleasure.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you. I learned so much.
Good.
Thanks, Beck.
All right, bye.
And do the recording. Stop the recording.
All right.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.